Hi guys, back again with another video. Now this time we are going to do the full review of the MI music receiver. Now let's talk about this first, what it is, what can it do, just a general idea. Basically this is a Bluetooth headset without the headset or the earbud on. So if you look at any Bluetooth headset, there is one mechanism part, like maybe it's hanging over here or maybe it's in the Bluetooth earphones itself. So that part is given to you. Now you have the choice of putting in any earphone or headphone into it. Now I can actually use any regular 3.5mm jack, plug it into this, and now this wired earphone becomes a Bluetooth earphone. So now I just it's got a clip over here, so I just put it wherever I feel like, on my jeans pocket or over here or wherever I feel like, and I use it that way. One major question that a lot of people ask is, does it have a mic? No, it does not have a mic. Now it uses the mic on your earphone or headphone. So if your earphone or headphone does not have a mic, then you will not be able to take calls with it. So in short, this is not actually just a music receiver, it's actually a audio receiver. It's a receiver which can actually receive phone calls also, provided you have an earphone or a headphone which has a mic on it. So this is basically pretty small. So let's talk about this. I have actually made some categories, so we'll be talking about it completely category wise. So let's go ahead. Look and feel. So basically this looks premium. There's nothing much that can actually go bad on this, because this is one piece plastic from top to bottom. The only opening is over here, so if you have to repair it or anything, you'll have to open it out from here and then take out the entire mechanism. So since it's one piece, there's no creaks, there's no moving parts, there's no shake, no nothing. So excellent build quality. There are only two ports available, one on top which is the 3.5mm port, and at the bottom you have the USB, regular micro USB, not the type C one, regular micro USB port. Now towards the front you have a single. Now this can be used for play, pause, next track, previous track, all those single press, double press, triple press function that works with this. This is the same button which is used for pairing. You do not have Siri function on it, so you cannot just keep it pressed and then Siri or Google Now or anything gets activated. No, that doesn't happen. It will just go into pairing mode or it will just switch off. So that's one more disappointment, because there is no volume button. So normally what happens is, volume button can be given those functions, and the call answer button can be given the Siri function or any other function, but in this case you cannot do that. Now at the bottom over here, which actually looks like a mic, is a LED which glows red and blue according to pairing mode or regular music playing mode, or maybe battery low mode. So all these things will be shown over here. So if you look at the ports, also the ports are pretty solid, they are not flimsy, they do not move. If you look at it closely, you don't see any space between the plastic body and the internals, so it's actually all touching together and sealed pretty well. Now there is no rubber washer that I can see, so moisture may be a problem, but we'll talk about that later on. Now this does not come with an earphone, so you cannot really do a comparison on that. So it depends on what earphone you're using. So just for the sake of it, in case I'm using a Basshead series earphone, whatever sound I get from this in the wired format, I'll get 70% of that with this. So 30% is missing. Now that's not actually that bad, because Bluetooth can never compare with a wired one, because wired you can actually give a lot of output, a lot of power, a lot of ampere. It can be given to it. The Bluetooth can be made that way, but the Bluetooth headset will die in like 10 minutes and half an hour. So what's the use of that? So in case you want to keep the Bluetooth running for more than 2-3 hours, you cannot give that much of output. So this does not have that much of output. But the ironic part is, now when I was testing it, most of the earphones that I have, almost 99% of the earphones or headphones that I have, do not have volume control on them. But then I ended up using some earphones which had volume control, and I was surprised to see that there is some extra volume on it. So you will be able to get around 20% more if you have a volume control on your earphone. Not the manual kind like how you have on Philips, the digital kind, where you press the button and it goes higher. Now if you use an iPhone, the volume is much higher on this, because iPhone architecture is different from the Android one. The Android one has sound on both. Bluetooth has its own sound limit and the phone has its own sound limit. When you use an when you use an iPhone, the iPhone, when you put the volume high on this or the phone, is going to be the same one. So that's why on an iOS you will see that there's going to be a lot of volume. So when I use it with my iPhone 10, the 6, the 7, the 5 series, the volume is very high. But if I use it with an Android device, the volume is not that high. So that's a problem because of the architecture. Now if you want to get more output out of it, you will have to use a headphone or a earphone which has volume control. That will give you 90% of the volume that you can get from the wired format. So I have used Basshead series ones also. One more disclaimer: if you're using a Basshead series one, this does not give you that much of bass. So if you compare it with how much of bass you will get from the Basshead one, this will not give you that much. But yes, it gives you enough of bass. Like if you compare it with other headphones or other earphones, this actually is pretty good, because you do not get any Basshead wireless earphones anyways. So you get extra bass ones, but you do not get Bassheads one in wireless. You get rockers, you don't get Bassheads. So this will make your Basshead series headphones wireless. Microphone sound quality. Now again, this doesn't have a microphone, so it depends on which earphone or headphone you're using. Now according to the microphone sound quality on that, the sound will be exactly the same. Fit and comfort. Now this is actually very small. This is actually smaller than my finger, smaller than my small finger also. So this can be clipped onto wherever you feel like. You can just clip it on here, clip it on even on a strap like that, and it stays there for some time. Now the problem that you'll face is this clip is not strong enough. So it's very light, very flimsy. It doesn't break, but it's very flimsy, very light. So it comes off very easily. So that's the big problem that I've been facing. Now one good thing though is this is so light that when this comes off, it doesn't come off the wire. So I can do this, it will not fall off. So that's the reason why I did not lose it till now. If not, I would have lost it. This is so light that it will actually remain with your 3.5 mm pin, and it will just hang there. So a lot of times this has happened to me in the gym while jogging and all that, and it has fallen off. So that is a big problem, big issue, that this is the clip is very flimsy. Other than that, it can actually fit wherever you feel like, or wherever you want to. I generally keep it inside my pocket, because the buttons are not going to be used anyways. There's no volume button. The only option is the call answer button, which I already have on my earphone. So this button is not needed, so I don't need this button. So that's why I just keep it inside my jeans pocket, and then I walk around with this. So that way it is comfortable. So according to your preference, you can fit it or clip it wherever you feel like. Hardware functions. So basically this just has one button. So the only option that you have is here. So if you keep it pressed for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, switches on with the blue light. Hopefully you saw that. Now if you want to power it off, keep it pressed for 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's off. Now you want to pair it, keep it pressed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leave it, and now it's into pairing. So that's how you use this button. What else? Okay, so now in case you want this to forget all the Bluetooth pairing, so a lot of people have this problem that they've used a lot of different friends devices and all that. It's been connected to so many devices, and now you are not able to connect, because as soon as you switch on the Bluetooth, it goes to someone else. So someone else is getting connected to it. So if you want all of them to be forgotten, rapidly press this button 5 times. So press it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it will forget all the Bluetooth, or it'll forget its Bluetooth memory, if you want to call that. Software function. So basically it doesn't have any software. So MI didn't come with a software that you can put on the phone or anything like that. But it does have voice notification built into it. So, and thankfully it's not one of those loud or obnoxious sound. It's nice, decent sound. So when it switches on, it'll say switched on, it's powered on, and it'll tell you what the battery level is, and everything is very nice and decent and calm and peaceful, unlike some other ones which I don't really like. So this actually works pretty well. The voice prompts are there, but yes, since there's no software available, so you can't really have any Bluetooth like most of the earphones now have like health tracking, like all those kind of options. So you don't get all that over here. Just plain and simple voice commands. That's it. Battery life. So the battery life on this is pretty good. You charge it for 2 hours and it runs for 4 hours. So that's decent because the battery size is actually very small. It's just a 97 mAh battery. So that's why this is that small and that light. So it's okay. For some people this may be a big issue, like if you are a big traveler, you don't want to have a device which just runs for 4 hours. You want something which runs for 8 to 12 hours. Then this is not a good option for you. But in case you want to use it for the gym or regular usage or whatever, like at a stretch you just use it for 2 hours or 3 hours, then it's fine, because after that you can just put it for charging. 2 hours it will be charged and then you can use it again. IP rating. Now this does not come with any IP rating. On the box also there's nothing, on the website also there's nothing, so do not take it in the water or in the rain or all these kind of scenarios, because you will not get any warranty or any replacement for this. Now I have actually used it in the rain and in a lot of places where there's a lot of moisture, but this has always been clipped and maybe put in the pocket or something, so it's not getting direct water on it. So there is water which is on my jeans or whatever. If I'm getting wet, it's on top and it's just sliding off, it's not going inside. So that way nothing has happened to it. But yes, direct rain or direct moisture might spoil this, so don't take that risk. Connectivity options. So basically it's got Bluetooth 4.2 which can support 2 devices working simultaneously. Now the range is again the same, 10 meters is fine. I have got no connectivity issues. One good thing about this is that since this can be placed wherever you feel like, so wherever your device is, and if you are whichever side you are facing, you can actually change the position of the device. So in case you are facing the other way and the device is behind you, so if you put the like your phone is behind you and if you keep it in front, so you yourself is a physical barrier which will bring the signal down. So in those cases I'll just plug it at the back. So now I have the flexibility of facing my device and I'll get a better reception. So that's also one good thing which I actually experimented with and it works pretty good. This supports 4 major Bluetooth profiles. Now hands-free profile, headset profile, advanced audio distribution profile, audio video remote control profile. So it supports all 4 of them, so that's really great. So in case you want to use this just as a remote to change your media, you can use it for that. You want to use the A2DP, it's common now. A2DP is basically advanced stereo sound for layman term. So that is supported, so that's everywhere. And it also supports calling, which is not really emphasized or really explained on the MI website or by others. So I was really confused what was it, because it just says music receiver, so I just thought it's just a regular music receiver to transfer music, other than that to make a device which is non-Bluetooth into Bluetooth. And 90% of the people are actually thinking that till now, because that's what is advertised. So no one is advertising the other capabilities which it actually has. So now you know. Now for some extra information. Now a lot of people have been asking me questions regarding this, so I've collated all of them and I'm putting that into this. So one thing which majorly a lot of people have been asking me is, can you charge this while you are listening to music? Yes, you can. So I can just put a power bank. If I'm outside, I can just put a power bank onto it, put the earphone and I can walk around. Then it becomes a like 24 hours battery life Bluetooth earphone. So yes, that is supported, and that's a very nice feature. So that's the reason why you can actually use it with your home theater system, because your home theater system, you're not going to just use it for 4 hours, you want to use it for the whole day. So you can just plug in a micro USB cable and then charge it and use it at the same time. Now the second information I want to give you is the volume control, which I already told you about. Now this doesn't have a volume control, the volume is controlled by your device, but if you have an earphone which has a volume control, then you have some more volume, around 20% more volume you can get from that. No voice assistant option, so you cannot use Siri, you cannot use Google Now, you cannot use any of those features. Even if you think that maybe I'll use the button on the remote, button on the earphone, no, it does not work. So I have already tried that with other wired earphones. I thought maybe this has just one button, but if I use this one it'll work, but no, it doesn't work. So sad. One more common question which techie people are asking me is, does this convert into a sound card? So a lot of these kind of devices have an option of connecting it through USB, and this becomes a sound card. So no, this doesn't even come up on your computer. So if you connect it onto your computer, it doesn't even recognize it as a device, it just charges and that's it. So sad. The other major question that everyone is asking is, can this be used to make your non-Bluetooth car into a Bluetooth car? So can it transfer your Bluetooth sound to your car? Yes, it can. It will work fine, everything is fine. The only problem that you'll have is this doesn't have a mic. So even in the Bluetooth format, the sound will be taken from your phone's mic. So if you think you'll keep your phone in your pocket, this outside, you're not going to get a clear audio. You'll have to keep your phone out somewhere where the mic on the phone can get your sound properly. So that's a workaround. So another question that a few people have been asking me, not many, is, does it support Apple MFI? MFI means made for iPad, made for iPod, made for iPhone. So no, it's not going to support that. It's a regular basic Bluetooth sound and audio receiver, so it will not function that way like how a regular MFI device functions. So that's also an option that you will not have. So my final thoughts. One thing which I was really disappointed with was the name. Now the name of this device is MI Music Receiver. This is not a music receiver, this is an audio receiver, music receiver, this is a remote, this has got all the functions, but they are just calling it a music receiver. If I plug in an earphone, I can actually talk, I can pick calls, I can do all these things which they are not advertising. It's not even there on the box. So that's one thing which I did not I couldn't understand. Why did they do that? If you actually make a product which has so many features, why are you not publicizing it? So somehow they don't want to publicize it. It's pretty cheap, 1000 rupees, you can get one, and this actually makes it, this is a all-rounder. Basically you can use it for regular headphones, earphones, cars, you can use it for your home theater system, you can use it for any purpose that you want, and the sound quality is excellent. The only problem you'll have is if you compare it with the wired version of the same earphone. That's what is happening with people right now, and the output that your phone gives you. If you use it on an iPhone, you'll be amazed by the sound. If you use it on an Android device, you will not be that amazed by the sound, and that the main reason for that is because of the sound which is hidden in this, the 20% sound which you cannot get, which you can only get if you use a earphone with a volume control. So sad part, but yes, that's the issue. And we can't really do much about it. I have excellent headphones, but I cannot get full volume on it because those headphones don't have volume control. So I'm working on a workaround. You actually get those wires which have volume control on it, so I'm searching for them. They used to be there long back, like Adidas ones, the Sennheiser ones, so I'm searching for them. If I get them, then I'll try that with this. So right now we don't have a workaround for that. And the other complaint that I have is the clip. so the clip is very flimsy, it keeps falling off. By God's grace, this is so light that it does not fall off, and I can actually do this, plug it in and just leave it. So I can hang it, I can do like this, and now you see I'm not doing this lightly, I'm doing it fast, and it still remains there, it doesn't fall off. Now I'll have to actually pull it like that for it to come off. It's so light. So good and bad part. Good, it doesn't fall off. Bad, it falls off from wherever you clipped it. So all in all, excellent option for anyone who is looking to convert their wired earphone into a wireless one, or they want their car audio system to become Bluetooth, or they want something that they can travel with, they can connect two devices. Especially for me, this is a very good option because, where's my iPhone? Because I have an iPhone which doesn't have a 3.5mm pin jack. So I use this and I use my other Android. So I have two phones connected to one device and one earphone is being used. So I can just put in one earphone, I can get calls from both the devices, use it however I feel like, and I get the flexibility which iPhone has actually taken away from me. So all in all, excellent device. That's it for this video. If you like the video, please subscribe with the like button and do comment, and I'll see you again with another video. Bye bye.